Welcome to another episode of the Epic Family Road Trip. Last week we left hot, sunny Orlando, Florida and headed north to the Blue Ridge Mountains of Asheville, North Carolina. Our plan was to attend the Overland Expo East, which was held at the Biltmore estate.
This year was our second time attending the Overland Expo East. Last year we learned so much about overlanding, which helped prepare us for our big New Zealand road trip.
We had a chance to meet up with old friends and also make a lot of new friends. It's also a place that showcases a lot of really awesome overlanding, camping, and road trip gear, which we'll feature on this week's video. If you're interested in overlanding or taking a big epic family road trip with your family, I recommend you go to one of the Overland Expos. There's one in Flagstaff, Arizona in May, and then there's the one in the fall at the Biltmore that we just attended. You'll learn all kinds of things. In fact, like Caroline said, before we went to New Zealand, it was in one of the seminars at the Overland Expo where we learned about In fact, it was in one of the seminars at Overland Expo where we learned about the biosecurity laws, and that prompted us to make sure we cleaned our vehicle. We also learned about cooking tips and tricks, and you're going to see an interview with the author of an awesome adventure cookbook coming up. So join us as we walk around the expo and interview as many people as possible. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to everybody. The place is really big. In fact, the expo grew almost by double as big as last year. But we're going to get you as many interviews as we can, some old friends, some new friends, and some really cool products which you can find on our store. If you go to Epic Family Road Trip and click on gear, most of the products that we feature here are available on the store, and anything we've used over the years that we really like is available on our store so that you can have an epic road trip with the right gear.
Y'all go by in the camper, and that blue Jeep with all the bikes. I told my wife, I said, look at there! There's the Epic Family Road Trip.
We're here at the Overland Expo. I'm here with Matt from Exploration Outfitters. Him and his team, they're the geniuses behind building our rig that we took to New Zealand and we've had all over North America, and the rig that we love and could live in probably for the rest of our lives. But Matt's going to help us with part 2 of the video. A lot of you have seen part 1 of our video where we did the walk around and we talked about the tent and what it was like living in there and so on, but you're curious about what's under the hood and some of the other features, so we brought Matt the expert here to show you some of the inner workings of the Epic Family Road Trip Jeep. So Matt, what do we got?
So one of the big requirements for this project was to have enough power to be able to run refrigerator, air compressors, a lot of different electronics electronics, accessories, and still power the normal stuff, iPads, charge your phones, and all that stuff.
We have 3 teens, so there's a lot of electronics coming on, right?
So the first thing that we did was we had to install a dual battery system, and on the JKs it gets space is at a premium, so we used a system from Mountain Off-Road, which is their dual battery tray, and we fitted the second battery is an Odyssey battery, which is a really high-end, high-quality battery. Those dual batteries are managed by a system that's made in Switzerland, and it's called the Intelligent Battery System, and it allows you to not only control the charge to 2 separate batteries, and it prioritizes it depending on how you set it up, but it will also, in a bind, it will let you jump yourself. So if your primary battery dies, you can link the 2 together and jump start your own vehicle.
Yeah, that's a really handy feature. We've used that a few times. So we suck back the energy, and sometimes you're in the rain and you can't solar charge right away, but that other battery's always there. You just hit one button and all of a sudden they're both at the same level. So that's a really cool feature.
We also added on this side of the vehicle, we added a solar charging port so that the Jeep can actually be charged directly from solar power, and that goes straight into the batteries and then is managed by that intelligent battery system as well. So it's a really nice unit, and it's pretty compact, so it doesn't take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
And then since this vehicle was going to be shipped long distance, and it was going to be, it was going to spend a pretty good amount of time in a shipping container, all of the accessories that we added or installed, anything that wasn't a factory installed electrical option, we ran off of the secondary battery and to a separate fuse block, and we put a circuit breaker on that fuse block so you can turn off every additional accessory that's been added just in case there's a power draw or you leave something on. It's really simple, and it also adds some protection if there's a short circuit of any kind. Yeah. So those, we use all Blue Sea Marine products for that, and they're a marine grade product. They're really quality, and of course everything's labeled and kept pretty nice. And then lastly we have the S-Pod, which you talked about in the first video, but it's a great unit for running all of your accessories too that you need a switch for, and so that's kind of the electrical system in a nutshell.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been an incredible. I love the switch. You just pop the hood and one switch, and you can turn it all off, so you're not draining batteries when you're shipping, which a lot of you guys might be doing. So that's good. So that the solar panel is made by Overland Solar, and it fits in. I'll show you later in the compartment in the back, and you just pop that out, plug it right in this portal on the side, and it charges the batteries, and they last for a long time. You can go a week or so before charging, and in the hot sun, especially in places like New Zealand or Australia, and it charges up nice and fast. So we just really love all the electronics and the way they run. You installed ports in the back seat for the kids so they could plug in USB chargers. We also have them on the rear tailgate. We have a light in the kitchen area at night. The fridge runs off it.
So part of the build process on a Jeep, especially a Jeep that somebody's going to spend 6 months living out of with a large family and lots of gear, is to try to save weight wherever possible but still keep strength. Right. And so on this Jeep we used AEV bumpers front and back, and this is kind of our go-to bumper for most of our builds because it is extremely strong, but it's kept lightweight. It's stamped instead of being a lot of individual pieces welded together. So it adds a lot of strength to it, but keeps it very lightweight. It also has compliance with airbags, so it maintains safety. Then of course we put in a Warren Xeon 10,000 pound winch with synthetic cable. Factor 55 flat link, standard fog lights, and then we added some brackets that we actually make in-house at the shop for adapting it to be flat toed. Right. Down here. Yeah. And so it's just a great bumper. Not only does it work really well, it's strong, but it's also has a good good style to it, and of course, you know, style is important too.
It is important, yeah.
So
Looks, presentations, everything, and like you said, it's light. It's lighter than some books that you have, but really, really solid. With LT Wright from L.T.W. Knives. They make all kinds of stuff. We're going to have them show you in a minute, but we have, you've probably seen on some of our videos, we have a machete that Pete likes to use. Incredible quality, really something you should have when you're overlanding, but LT?
Hey. Well, thanks for carrying our product, man. We really appreciate it. Yeah, the Overland machete is definitely one of our premier products. We've had these all around the world, and thanks to you, they've been to a lot of places as well.
Yeah.
But we're also doing some kitchen knife stuff for the camp kitchen, that we're working with Blue Ridge Overland gear on the bags, and then we make all the knives and all that. And then we have our basic bushcraft and camp crafted style knives down here that we you know, build all the time with leather sheaths for the hip and all kinds of stuff. We make our own fire starters, and everything's American made, top quality, lifetime guarantee.
And you're based
Wintersville, Ohio. Yep. So LTWrightknives.com.
Yeah, so online, go to LTWrightknives.com. Are these like forged and fire type?
No, we don't do forge. We're a stock removal company, so we steal stock and then we start from that point.
Cool.
Yep. But they all made in the house. Most of the makers are here today selling stuff down here in the Overland, so we're having a great time. Plus, we get to come out and camp and talk to you guys that we only get to see on TV now and then.
That's right. Yeah, the Overland crowd is a really fun group. If you're thinking of getting into this, you can't go wrong. So get yourself a good quality knife or a machete or both, and this is the place to get it.
You got it. Thank you very much, man.
No
Basic kitchen knives are all made out of stainless, and they're in a slip type setup. So if you wanted to take this, and this all packs up, salt, pepper, all your condiments, maybe little steak knives, forks. This zips up, this drops in the outside sleeve like this, and it can just be along for the ride.
Right.
Then when you get where you're going, you just flip it open. It has a loop right here. You just put it on one of your posts, and you're cooking your dinner, and you just drop in and out of the kydex.
Right.
Work your knife and just drop it back in there, out of the way, and it keeps everything sorted and handy as well. So it just makes a complete kit, and there's Velcro and there's Molly on the bag, so you can add other stuff to it or however you want. And then we have some little travel clips on the small ones that just flip over in place. Because they're small, they want to jump out. These ones don't, because they're clear up at the top. But, so we just put, you know, for when you're riding.
Hey guys, I'm here with Justin from Patriot Trailers. These are incredible little machines he's going to show you in a minute. If you love what we did with our Jeep, you can get all of that into a trailer, so it's definitely an option you want to check out. They're from Australia, south of Brisbane, but these vehicles are available here in North America through Exploration Outfitters, which, as you know, they're the folks that put together our Jeep, and we've been really happy with the whole setup. So, Justin, show us around, man.
Yeah, no problem. So behind us here we've got the X2, which is our model that's really been designed for vehicles with lower towing capacity. So like your Jeep or FJ Cruisers, this trailer here weighs 1,400 pounds, but it's still fully independent suspension, drum brakes, 33-inch mud terrain tyres is standard, and you can option this up to suit whatever style of touring that you do. So if you want to put a big integrated tent to house the whole family, you can, or a James Baroud, or it comes with the Rhino Rack platform as standard, so you can put on whatever gear you like. If you're into mountain biking or kayaking, you can really set this trailer up to do whatever you want, but it still has all the functionality of a full trailer. You've got 18 gallons of water on board, battery on board, LED lights, battery management system, cooler, proper kitchen with a sink, so it's all there in this model.
Wow. This is, and then you've got this canopy that comes out on top.
So we've got a 270-degree Fox wing on top of this one. Yeah, so you can set this up however you like. There's an option there for a hot water system as well. Oh, so nice. Propane hot water, if you're in the colder climates, that comes in handy.
And there's all different sizes of vehicle. You said this is one of the smaller ones.
Yep.
If we pan over here, you can get a look at the...
So that one there, that's our X1 GT. This is the trailer that won Australian Camper Trailer of the Year 4 years in a row.
Wow.
We're going back home for the competition in a couple of weeks' time, and hopefully we can bring on the 5th year.
You can do it again.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
yeah.
can. This is this has got the rooftop tent, but also a side tent. So,
yeah,
I mean, you could put the whole family in here.
Well, you can sleep 6 in here. This has got a king-size bed, and you've got room there in the kids' room. You can put 2 double cots, and you can sleep 4 in there.
Wow.
So this is really set up for a family. Yeah. I mean, you can tow this behind a Jeep or whatever you like. It's 2,200 pounds.
Yeah.
But it's more suited to larger family and longer touring.
Nice. We'll go through with the camera after the interview and show you guys some of the features and show you how the bed looks and all that stuff. It's really an amazing trailer. So thanks, Justin, for showing us.
No worries. Thanks for dropping by.
All right.
Good on you, man.
Excellent.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you swinging by. Thanks for your subscription.
Oh yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Excellent. Good luck. Thank you.
I'm here with Frank Ledwell from Outdoor.4 Magazine. We're at the Overland Expo, and it's just a real good, high-quality magazine. If you're interested in all things outdoor adventure, whether it's vehicle-based or not, mountain biking, you name it, surfing, basically our lifestyle in a magazine. You want to get a subscription. Frank will tell us a little bit about it. He's the editor.
Thank you.
Publisher.
So I publish Outdoor.4 Magazine. The magazine is in its 4th year now, and its focus is a combination of vehicle-based adventure as well as using the vehicle to get out and enjoy everything outdoors related. So whether it's going mountain biking, hiking, paddling, rock climbing, anything outdoors, you name it, Outdoor.4, hence the name Outdoor.4, is really all about adventure. And our focus is family-friendly adventures as well. So many of our members of our staff have families that they enjoy taking their children on the different adventures that they go on. So we're a very family-centric type publication as well.
Awesome.
And yeah, we're excited to be here at Overland Expo.
Whether you're a weekend warrior or a full-timer, it doesn't matter. There's tons of information. What's the best place for our viewers to get your magazine?
So you can get Outdoor.4 at most major book retailers. So Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. There are select independent retailers as well throughout the United States and Canada. We also have select distribution internationally. You can also subscribe to Outdoor.4. You can visit our website at outdoorby4.com, OutdoorX4.com. A 1-year subscription includes 6 issues, and you get print and digital. We have 2-year and 3-year options available as well.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that with our viewers. If you're even if you're planning in the future to do something like this, really it's all about getting the information and doing your research ahead of time. And this is an excellent place to start. Outdoor.4 magazine. Here with Lisa Thomas, who wrote the book on called Dirty Dining, which is really a book on cooking while camping or overlanding. We saw her speak, her and her husband Simon, before we went to New Zealand last year, and we learned so much. And now it's all chronicled in a wonderful book. There's, why don't you tell us about the book?
Well, Simon and I have been on the road for 14 years, non-stop, and all that time period, I got fed up with people going, how do you eat? What do you buy? How do you buy it? You must be so fed up with noodles and tuna. I thought, okay, I'm going to write about it. And so I decided to, well, what I wanted to call it was How to Make Nasty tastes nice. But we kind of revised that from advice, and it's called Dirty Dining and Adventures Cookbook. I tried to put everything in one book with very simple stories, with photographs of us on the road. We took all the photographs, all the cooking is me, with me shouting at Simon when he's taking the photograph, hurry up and take the photo. We've got to eat the food before it gets cold. Very easy methods to follow. There's also in here what I use to cook with, the items that I carry as basic provisions, which you can then add with healthy, fresh produce from any market around the world. I want people to enjoy their camp cooking and not say, oh dear God, is there another noodles and tuna dish in here? Every story is a little vignette of somewhere where I've really enjoyed cooking the meals. So it's not country-specific meals, but it's just where I've really enjoyed and remember fond memories.
Right. And that's what it's all about, really. I mean, traveling is so much of traveling is about the food and get your hands on the food and the people you share it with. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really pleased that you're going to buy this.
We already bought it.
I want to see lots of pictures of the food that you all cook.
Where can everybody watching the video, where can they find it and buy it?
It's available at the shows that we do, but if you're not attending a show where we are, it's available online on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and you just look for Dirty Dining and Adventures Cookbook, and there it is.
So we'll put a link in our gear store. Make sure you get your hands on it. We have our copy now. Some of the recipes we learned last time we were using on our travels, and some of the tips and tricks like testing fresh chicken in weird places. Well, I think you told us back then something about the chicken with the most flies on it is more fresh.
I'm still trying to make things easier for you.
A piece of, it's often red meat, so you're not too sure what you're looking at. The flies go to the freshest blood, basically. So you go to the freshest blood. With the fish, it's poking the fish and seeing how easy that skin comes back up to a full pump. And the smell. A fish shouldn't smell like fish. It should smell fresh. Little hints like that.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Thank you so very much. Enjoy it.
And you don't want to get it today. Hey girl, Instagram, Hanny. So, alright, so this is what we got going on today. This is what we got shaking. Okay. So this is what I do every day, and I try to help people's Dutch oven life, come back. So this is what you do. Right here, you have the Dutch oven. You have the Dutch oven lid. Sits right on top of the Dutch oven, right? Okay, so I just want to tell you, everything you see right here folds down, fits inside of this oven. There's everything you see on this table fits down, sits inside this Dutch oven, fits inside this bag. Real easy to carry, real small. So basically right here, got Dutch oven. People pull their Dutch oven lid up. They got charcoals on top, right? They're hard to mess with. The ashes are falling into your food. You're setting it in the dirt, setting the dirt back in this. Now you're eating ashes, dirt, pork roast, chicken wings, whatever your mama's making you. So that's why we came up with this system right here, that you pick up, all right, these legs got to go out because they fit right inside. So you pick it up like this, pick it up like that. That's just real easy to pick up.
Nice.
Real lightweight. So ready to be mind blown though? You know what's about to happen with the thing. Bam. What does that look like? Looks like a griddle, right?
Yeah.
Put your charcoals in here. This is designed to fit down in the Dutch oven, along with everything else. Put it on that shaft right there. Pull it up and down for the heat. You ever heard of somebody cooking a pizza on a Dutch oven? You ever cooked a pizza? This is what people do. They put dough down in the bottom. They add their cheese, their sausage, whatever they're putting in there. Then they try to scoop it out, and then it causes it to break, mess up, and now you're eating doughy lasagna. Nobody likes doughy lasagna, especially I don't. So what we're going to do is because you can't control the heat up under here. That's why you put less coals on bottom, more coals on top. That way it cooks like a conventional oven while you're out in the woods. So what we do is, we got the heat source right here to control the heat. Why don't we just put our pizza oven right here, our pizza right here, and then we'll just drop that bad boy on there like that. Pretty sweet, right?
That works.
You like that. So, you want to see more?
Yeah. Keep going.
Sweet. Let's get it, shawty. All right, so this right here is your regular grill. Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken wings, whatever you want to do. You like smoking meat, you like a good hickory flavor every now and again, nice big old smoked rings through your food. I know you do, my man. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a little bit of smoked wood chips on here, soak them a little bit in water, you know all about that. So the steam will come off of them, they get really, really hot. Now you put your favorite meat on here like this, and now you got a cute little smoker. It's not as cute as Henry over there, but it'll work. Pretty sweet, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about this piece right here? This was her favorite part right here. So basically this right here is your lid holder. Pick it up like that, bam, like that. You got duct tape at home? Everybody got duct tape? Use duct tape a lot. I'm gonna email you a picture of me and duct tape it right there. And I'm kind of like Elf on a shelf because I can't fit on your shelf because I'd break it. So I'm still trying to help you, all right? So we're gonna set this back down right here. What about this, y'all? You guys ever seen a charcoal chimney? Put a lot of charcoals in here. Well, this one right here is a little bit better than big and bulky one. This thing right here actually folds up, fits right inside the Dutch oven as well. Everything you see fits inside this Dutch oven. Nice, clean. Everything comes pre-seasoned. Fits right here inside of this bag.
Morning, we're here at the Overland Expo East. I'm here with Ward Graham, the inventor of a pretty cool thing here. It's called the TailGater tire table. You got to get one of these if you're on the road. You could set up a table pretty much anywhere as long as you have a tire, and hopefully if you're on the road you have a tire. Maybe 4.
Yeah, one that's full of air.
Why don't you tell us, Ward, tell us how you came up with the idea and explain it a little bit.
So how I came up with the idea is we were always tailgating in the ski area. And you can imagine what the ski area is like with the mud and the snow and everything with the barbecue. So one day it came up to me to utilize the tire as the main support. And it didn't take long. I went home and ripped apart my son's pitching catch.
Yeah.
It had all the bends that I needed. And within a day I had a table that was functioning.
Wow.
But then it took another 4 years to fully develop and
perfect it.
have it manufactured, yeah.
So it can fit on any size. If we look over here.
Yeah, let me show you a little.
There you
How it goes. So these are the legs that rest up against the front of the tire. It's basically cantilevered off of the tire. So they just pop button into their receiver. And then this is your width adjustment and your rear support.
Nice.
So you put that on over the tire, snug it up a little bit, jam up the jam nut.
Yep.
And just like that, you've got a great table. But then if you put out this additional leg, then it becomes rock solid.
Gives you more extra support.
More stability, yes.
So even if you're you've got big mudders on or fat tires like us on our Jeep, that's adjustable. It can go as wide as you need it. So
the width goes as much as 17 inches.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big tire.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing I haven't gotten it onto. I've had it on tractor trailers. I've had it on those big rigs down there, 44s,
yeah.
44 15s, I believe they are. And I've had it on my backhoe tire.
That's cool.
So it fits everything.
Yeah, so you got to get yourself one of these TailGater tire table. We're going to have them in the store on our website, epicfamilyroadtrip.com. We love Epic gear, and this is just one of those things. You know, when you're traveling and you're out in the wilderness, whatever, it's to have an extra table for putting food down, putting some cold drinks on. Something this easy to stack away and pull out and set up is invaluable. So,
show you one more thing that's interesting to the four-wheelers and anybody who's got a spare on the back of their tire. You can hang your table on the tire like that and then just strap it on. Everyone's so concerned about where to put anything.
Right.
So if you have a spare that's not being used,
just hang that on the back spare.
Just hang that up and you've got a nice place to have it.
That's a really good point. That can fit right under your trasharoo bag or whatever. Strap it on and that's accessible anytime you need it. perfect bungee. He's going to show us a little bit about his bungees, but if you travel like us, you're always looking for something to strap down your alu box or whatever you have on your roof rack, and a good quality bungee is a valuable thing. So
necessary.
Yeah.
It is.
Tell us about what you have.
Yeah, so all of our products are made in the USA. Everything's made out of polyurethane, so it's UV stable, chemical and gas resistant. Everything features nylon glass beaded hook ends, so it doesn't puncture, tear things. There's no sharp edges on this either, so it's safer for you. The other thing is we mold the hook into the bungee, so it's safer because the two can't separate.
Alright.
So huge safety there. All of our products stretch 2 times their length. We've come up with some kind of interesting ideas. Some ideas that already existed, but we just kind of perfected them. Something like this is 36 inches, and then you can change your hook to hook length. Just
nice.
pop it through like that, or wrap around something and back into itself,
Nice.
which is really handy, especially if you don't have a solid tie-down point.
Right.
We also make bungee webs that come in different sizes and configurations.
So this over here, if you want to show this web, which is really handy, you know, put that in the center of any shape of anything, and you can just strap it down.
Yep.
Yeah, those are nice.
And then you can unclip them and then use them independently as well.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
For the surfboards and stuff.
Yeah, anything from boxes, surfboards, you have these roof bags, even just bags in general.
Yep.
Yeah, like your Max Tracks, whatever it is. Because the nice thing about that, because you know, when you leave on a trip, you think there's going to be a place for everything, and you set it up, and when you get there, you realize that it's not convenient, it needs to be moved around, and this gives you the flexibility to make changes on the fly. So, thanks for showing us your product.
Thank you guys. Good luck on the road.
You'll see them on you'll see them on the Epic Family Road Trip store if you want to buy them. We're here at Overland Expo in Asheville, and we're with the Foreman family, Jan and Alec, and their son Charles. And the Foreman family went on an incredible overland adventure. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it, but before you do, I'm going to show you this book called Strangers Like Angels. My daughter Caroline read the book cover to cover, maybe a few times, and was really inspired by all the stories there. If you are into adventuring, you got to check out this book. In the meantime, you guys can maybe tell us when you went on this trip and some of the countries you went through.
Sure. We went in 1977, and we drove in this Land Rover here, and we drove 40,000 miles through 29 countries in Europe, Africa and Asia. We crossed the Sahara Desert twice, and we got to go across Afghanistan before the Russians came through. We were traveling in 1977. And the book has been made with the help of all our children. The cover and illustrations was done by our eldest daughter Esther, and quality control by our second daughter Heidi, and the photographs were worked on by our youngest daughter Maria, and our Charles here has been the one who's done the website and social media.
Excellent. And so in your book, you chronicle your travels, some of the lessons you learned along the way and things like that. Is that what should people that buy the book, what can they expect?
Well, we only published it 3 years ago, but everything in it is true. We took it all from the diaries and letters that we wrote during the time, and it reads like a novel, but it contains lots of interesting things that you have to be aware of when you're traveling overland. But it's done just in a way, in a very natural way. So it's not like in a list, it's just part of the story. We just show it how it is.
Right, and I think that's why when my daughter was reading it, she couldn't put it down. She found it like a story that engages you and wants you to get to the next chapter, see what's around the next corner, what's over the next hill. If someone was to go into some of these places you went now, like Afghanistan for instance, there's a lot of unrest in the world. Are some of the countries you visited probably not, you can't travel there now, do you feel?
Yeah, there are some restrictions. When we travelled, we had to change route on the way. We were going to go all the way from Morocco down through the desert and get to Kenya eventually. But we had to change plans when we were in Zaire, which is now the Democratic Republic of Congo, and to come around through West Africa. So there are many people out there who are traveling, who are making these journeys, but you have to do your research, you have to be flexible because situations can change politically, or rebellions and all sorts of things. You've got to quickly make a decision and change route, even though you might have to do new visas and all this.
So I think flexibility is the key when you're traveling abroad. The title is interesting, Strangers Like Angels. You've entertained people that turn out to be like angels, and then in the fine writing you see with a devil or two to boot. I'm sure you met some characters that made life on the road wonderful, and some that made it a little challenging.
And every chapter has a little teapot at the front of the title, and that is to show the hospitality of the people we met along the way.
Very nice. That's awesome. Well, where can we get the book for people that are viewing? Is it available on Amazon or?
Well, we prefer you not to get it from Amazon because we barely get any.
They get Jeff Bezos gets rich off.
It doesn't even cover the cost of the book, which we self-published. But you can get it through Explmore.
Okay. So let's talk. That's a good segue into Explmore. This is Charles Foreman, the son, who's developed a brand inspired by his parents' big world adventure. Charles, tell us a little bit about your brand.
Yeah, so obviously inspired by my parents' trip and my own experiences growing up in Mali, West Africa for 14 years. I have the travel bug, same as my sisters. As a designer by day, I just felt a great way to promote their book and inspire the next generation to go explore more, live the mantra. Yeah. And it's based on 3 principles: explore more of the world, engage more with others, and embrace global cultures. I think are 3 important principles to live by in life. So.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what we've been trying to do as well on our travels. I think the more people, a lot of the fear that's in the world today is because people just haven't taken the time to talk to other people and understand them. The fear often comes from a lack of knowledge or understanding. So when we get out, we explore more, we embrace other cultures, we realize that people are all God's children, and typically almost everybody is just welcoming and wonderful when you get to know them. So I love the concept. Go to explmore.com, explmore.com. That's the website. And there you can buy the book, you can get a hold of the t-shirts. We have the sticker proudly on our vehicle. You can help spread the message and get more people out there exploring. Hey guys, I'm here with Mike and Ellen Bolus from Team Hunt Adventures. Their son Hunt, you can see him probably in the background playing with cars. He's a real Overland and Jeep enthusiast, really cool kid. But you guys are doing something really unique. Why don't you tell us about it?
I actually discovered overlanding online, watching Overland videos and
your videos.
And kind of just really got into Jeep crawling and overlanding and camping. And so we decided this summer to take a trip out west for 3 weeks and just completely get off the grid and be together as a family. And it's been one of the best things our family's ever done. Hunt has mitochondrial disease, which is a rare disease. It's an energy disorder. And we're trying to prove through Team Hunt Adventure that no matter your disability or challenges, no matter your age, you can still adventure and have fun. And so we've set out to do this, and it's become even bigger than what we could have imagined. And we're meeting awesome people, and we're here at Overland Expo East this weekend, and there's just amazing people, a great community, and adventure everywhere. And so that's what we hope to continue to do.
Hunt gets to meet his favorite stars from watching the videos.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.
It's been great for us.
That's great. You know, for any of you, even if you have challenges or disabilities, don't feel like it's going to be it's going to stop you from being an adventurer. You know from our story, on our journeys, our son Pete came down with type 1 diabetes, and for a lot of people that's really limits what they can do. But like you guys, we think getting out into nature and adventuring has been the best thing we've ever done. How can people find you? Online?
You can go to online, teamhunt.org, and then hashtag Team Hunt Adventure on Instagram.
guys, we're here in Asheville, North Carolina at the Overland Expo, and we ran into Mackey Fam Adventures, another YouTube channel, and a family traveling with 3 kids, which we love. It's just like what we're doing. Make sure you go by their YouTube channel and check out their videos and say hi. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Hey crew, I'm Amy. I'm Julietta. I'm Kylie. Ender.
And I'm Randall. You guys can hit us up on Mackey Fam Adventures on Instagram and Twitter as well, and follow all our craziness.
We love to travel as well.
Awesome, all our travel peeps. These are our people. We'll see you down the road. Back at our tent now at the Jeep for lunch. We spent the morning here at the Overland Expo, just going around and seeing all the booths, talking to people, meeting some old friends from last year, like our friends at CDP Tents and L.T.W.K, and the knife folks that sold us that amazing machete. If you're into this overlanding thing, or you want to get into it, or it's on your bucket list to do it someday with your family, you got to get to the Overland Expo. There's one here in Asheville every year, which is the east, and there's one in outside of Phoenix somewhere, which is Overland Expo West. Don't miss it. Don't wink.
Hey Dad, come check it out.
Classic.
I put it lower and then mix the steak with it, and we put some ginger and some.
It's smelling good,
Dad,
bro. Look at
you want to come on a bike ride?
Yeah, go for it. Just be careful.
Dad, this is the coolest ever.
This is Chris from Florida. He follows us on Facebook. Where'd you see us first coming up?
North Carolina, I believe it was. Oh, no, South Carolina.
We were coming up on I-95 from Orlando, and you were coming up from south of there, so he saw us on the road. It's always nice to find, or to meet face to face with our fans from YouTube, so that's cool, man. Nice to see you.
You too.
Overland Expo is done, all picked up, and everybody's pretty much gone. We went and met Kelly Ramos and her parents, and kind of toured the Biltmore village, and then we're back here now a little bit late, but we're making some late night dinner with just whatever we have left in the fridge. So looks like we had some nice grass-fed steaks, and we're doing some zucchini with it. Just all the veggies are fine, zucchini and some onions. Just making up our own meal. It should be good though. Steak and eggs or something. Let's see what we end up with. This cooking utensil you're looking at here is called the Timbo Tusk. It was built by a guy. He saw a very similar thing going on in South Africa. When he got home, he really missed it. So they created their own. Basically, that's like a farm implement. That's basically all that is a disc. If you've ever seen a disc farming implement, and then they put a burner underneath. You can hook up a little propane tank, or you can convert it so it runs off a larger propane tank. It all folds down into a little bag. It's just got the 3 legs on it. It's pretty neat, and you can cook anything on there. They did demos of making Thai, making anything you want. Stir fry we did last night. It's a pretty cool used machine. While we were in Asheville, we met with our friends Kelly and her parents and her 3 wonderful kids. She's actually a Ground Skies franchise owner, and we've known each other for many, many years. It was really nice to catch up with them and spend some time touring the rest of the Biltmore estate, getting some delicious ice cream, and doing a little wine tasting. If you're ever in Asheville, make sure you drop by and check it out. It's a lot of fun.
So what is this?
This is a training book to help you understand how the dog feels.
Oh, wow. That's going to be helpful.
I had hoped to bring my dogs, one of my dogs with me, but we're kind of late.
Yeah.
Any rabbit, any bird, anything, they've forgotten who they belong to, and they're on it. He will sit out on my deck because we have 8 acres, and you can see.
After the expo, we met up with our good friends, the Holcombes. They're a very adventurous family who also have been traveling around North America in a Winnebago view just like ours. And we spent the morning touring the Biltmore estate. What an incredibly fun and educational tour that was. The Biltmore estate was built by the Vanderbilts way back in the 1800s, and it shows the opulence of that Gilded Age, and it just was something else, especially for a bunch of RV lifers who live in 240 square feet. Our RV would fit into one of their bathrooms. You're going to enjoy walking through the mansion with us and the Holcombe family.
There we go. Put the kids in the back.
Plenty of room. Nice. It's bigger than I planned. I do like how
take off my shoes.
All aboard?
Yeah.
So, yeah, go up here, I think up this little road.
Okay, are we going to South America?
You think you can handle this one? His office. You know, they're just table.
I don't think we fit.
And George had the least money in the family.
Wow.
He only had $10 million, which was a ton, of course, but
Yeah.
it was the least in the family.
What did it cost to build this place?
No one knows. We're pretty sure he destroyed the records. He was a private man. He didn't seem to want anybody to know, but the estimates I've seen that make sense to me, they all come in at $4 or $5 million. That's building the house, the grounds, also his businesses, farm, massive dairy, one of the Southeast's largest nursery operators, and did major logging operations.
Did you hear that?
AC wasn't in the until 1903.
We're currently at our uncle and aunt's house in Ohio enjoying the fall weather.
It was really nice to meet some of our subscribers at the Overland Expo. It's always inspiring to hear your stories too. If you know someone who really enjoys travel or has dreamed of doing an epic family road trip, make sure you tell them about our channel, and we'd love to have them on board, and so that we can inspire each other as we work, play, and care around the world. And in the meantime, we'll see you down the road.